Today we're going to be adjusting the carburetor on a FS90 Stihl trimmer. Similar to other carburetors on other trimmers and blowers, you have your high, your low, and your idle speed adjustments. If you look on the air filter cover, you see an H and an L. The H will be for your high adjustment screw, the L will be for your low adjustment screw, and the LA, that stands for your idle speed adjustment screw. Your idle adjustment screw is the first screw I would consider adjusting if my equipment isn't running properly. If it won't stay running or it dies when the trigger is released, try adjusting this first. If adjusting your idle adjustment screw didn't fix your problem, your low adjustment screw would be the next one I would consider adjusting for similar reasons as the idle adjustment speed screw. Like if it won't stay running, you may want to try adjusting this. Your high adjustment screw controls your RPMs at full throttle. So if your equipment isn't running at full maximum throttle, you may need to adjust this a little bit. Now, in order to adjust the high and the low adjustment screw, you're going to need a hex driver tool. You can find these on Amazon. Just search for Stihl carburetor adjustment tool. They sell kits that adjust carburetors for a lot of different equipment. First, we're going to adjust the low side. You need to do this with your equipment running at an idle. And that will increase the RPMs, and you can hear the increase. The engine revs up a bit. To decrease it, you will turn it counterclockwise, and this decreases the RPMs. Next, we're going to adjust the high side. You need to do this at a full throttle, so you need to have it running and pull the trigger on it so it's running at full throttle. And then when you turn the screw clockwise, it's going to increase the RPMs. And then to decrease the RPMs, you turn it counterclockwise. So basically, you need to have the trigger pulled and just get it at that sweet spot where it's running at a full speed. Next, we're going to look at the idle speed adjustment, and you'll be using the small flat screwdriver that came with your trimmer. It's easiest to understand by just looking at an actual carburetor that's not on the trimmer. So basically, when you adjust the idle speed screw, it's kind of like pulling or releasing the throttle cable. When you turn it clockwise, it basically pulls your throttle cable, so it's like you're pulling your trigger just a little bit. And when you turn the screw counterclockwise, it's like you're releasing the throttle cable a little bit. So as I turn the screw clockwise, you can see the screws going in, and basically it's pushing. It would be pushing your throttle cable a little bit. When you unscrew the screw, it causes less tension on the throttle cable, so it's like you're releasing the throttle cable a little bit. So basically all it's really doing is applying or releasing a little bit of pressure on the throttle cable. We'll do this with the trimmer running so you can see how it works. If I turn it clockwise, it increases the throttle. It's like you're pulling the throttle cable. You can hear it. If I turn it counterclockwise, it decreases the throttle. It's like you're letting up on the throttle cable. We'll take a look at the actual head of the leader so you can see. You see right now it's spinning. You don't want it to be spinning when it's at an idle, so you just decrease it a little bit until that head stops spinning. So if you increase it, the head will spin. You decrease it, it'll come to a stop. And that's what it does. Thank you for watching.